So, Samsung just had an event.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And obviously, we got some things to talk about.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
So Samsung just had their Galaxy Unpacked event. It's an event where they get to launch all their cool new products, whether it be new smartphones, smartwatches, headsets, or a bunch of other things. Which, in this case, it's all three of them. We got 2 new phones, 2 watches, some glasses, and a credit card of all things. For this video in particular, I'll just be going over the smartphones and some of the watch stuff as well.
So that was a fucking lie.
I am covering the other stuff, I swear, just not today. Alright, first off we have the Galaxy Z Fold 8. I don't know about anyone else, but for me personally, this is definitely one of the more intriguing phones Samsung has released. All because of a single tweak they made to the phone for the first time in almost a decade at this point. Okay, in reality they made like a few, but the main one I'm talking about is the aspect ratio. So far on the previous Z Fold models, we've had the aspect ratio of the cover screen somewhere in the 20s. Both the original Z Fold and Z Fold 2 had a 25:9, the 3 had a 24.5:9, both the 4 and 5 had a 23.1:9, the 6 had a 22.1:9, the 7 had a 21:9. Pretty similar numbers, right? You get the gist. But wait till you hear this, because the Z Fold 8 now has a 10:16 aspect ratio, which now gives it a more passport style look and feel, which for a folding phone actually works pretty well in some areas. For example, grabbing all 4 corners now suddenly becomes feasible. Things like one-handed typing and watching video now feel and look a lot better. But that's just on the cover screen. Even the inner screen now feels more like an actual small tablet than 2 phones crushed together. And consuming photos in portrait mode with the 4:3 aspect ratio you get inside is pretty nice, considering that it basically covers the entire screen. Setting the screen aside, Samsung also pointed out that they now have a new hinge for the folding phones. They're calling it the Armor Flex hinge, which is not only supposed to reduce the crease, but also make the phone feel more durable and lighter at the same time. And from what I've seen, the crease really is a lot less noticeable than other folding phones. Also, forgot to mention that this is now technically the lightest folding phone so far at just 201 grams. Very interesting when you compare it to the rest of the competition so far. With all of that out of the way, I do have a few complaints, starting with the speakers. For one thing, I do appreciate this phone for having stereo speakers, but as some people have pointed out, when you actually unfold the phone itself, all of the speakers are on the left side. And to be honest, after thinking about it, you could put one speaker on each side, because then at least with it folded, it would still be considered stereo, and you would at least have some variant of stereo when it's unfolded. But with both speakers being up and down, it would kind of sound weird. I don't know. I really don't know how you would fix that. And lastly, with the camera being the way it is. For what is basically $2,000 after taxes, I just don't think it's good enough for this price point, in my personal opinion. Once again, that's just me. I'm not saying this camera is inherently bad before the phone's price. It's actually pretty decent, in all honesty. But still, I'd expect a little more out of a phone that is, once again, basically $2,000 after taxes. And as far as I can think of now, that's really all I have to say about this phone. Anyway, moving on. And moving on to the more premium version of the Z Fold 8, we have the Z Fold 8 Ultra. Unlike the regular Z Fold 8, which has a passport-style look to it, the Ultra keeps its familiar form factor that we've seen among the previous Z Fold models. Something I forgot to mention about the regular Z Fold 8 is that both it and the Ultra uses two titanium layers. First, a titanium alloy film that sits right underneath the OLED display, and a titanium plate which can help with both stabilization and making the phone overall more durable and rigid. Along with that, I'm also happy to announce that along with the Z Fold 8, the crease on the Ultra is also much less noticeable. Other than that, it pretty much gives the same looking feel as the previous models. Speaking of the look at how thin that is. Like seriously, that's thin for a folding phone. Moving on once again to the cameras, the Ultra features a 200 megapixel main wide lens, a 50 megapixel ultra wide, and a 10 megapixel 3x optical zoom telephoto lens. This all comes with a 10 megapixel selfie camera as well, which, I'll be honest, from the pictures I've seen, the camera looks good. To be honest, I'm not really a camera fanatic. As long as the phone takes good pictures, that's all I'll really care about. I'm pretty sure there are tons of reviews dedicated to the camera alone, but for me personally, this camera is good. I mean, shoot, it better be for the price tag, which, by the way, once again, prepare yourself, $2,100. And the fact that this can support up to 8K at 30 frames, 4K at 60, or 1080p slow motion at a whopping 240 FPS. Another change that is well appreciated is that the display is now a little brighter at 3000 nits compared to the previous 2600 nits on the Z Fold 7. Lastly, Samsung is making a debut with silicone technology in their batteries. In English, despite the Z Fold 8 Ultra being thinner than the previous Z Fold 7, Samsung was able to increase the capacity of their batteries from 4,400 mAh to 5,000 on the Z Fold 8 Ultra. From the stuff I've seen, this phone is pretty solid and has made lots of improvements in places where it both was and wasn't expected. I would definitely like to see people follow up on these phones 6 months or even a year from now to see how well they've managed to hold up. And yeah, that's about it. And lastly, we have the Galaxy Z Flip 8, which honestly isn't that much different from the last one. Aside from a few marginal improvements and upgrades, nothing major has changed. One of the few changes that you may actually notice is that it's actually a little thinner at just 6.1 millimeters. Just like the Z Fold 8 and Ultra, the Z Flip 8 also gets the new hinge. And it does have a slightly faster chip than last generation. Other than that, everything else is pretty much the same from last year. Same camera, same battery, same 25-watt charging. There just really isn't much to report here, unfortunately.
His hair, whack. His gear, whack. His jewelry, whack. His foot stands, whack.
Alright, after show. To be honest, I feel like my reporting this time around wasn't up to par like my last couple of videos. But either way, I hope this video was enjoyable. Something else that happened while this video was being made is the Pixel 11 finally dropped. And it is rather underwhelming to say the least. A few minor upgrades here and there, a decent amount of software features, and a cool new feature for the 11 and 11 Pros. But honestly, not much to write home about for this one. Honestly, I'm debating on whether I should even make a video about this. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And with that being said, I hope you have a good day or night, depending on what time it is. And I will see you, beautiful people, next time. Later.